Diane here. I'm coming to you today from my home gym. Today I have a very special program for you. It's a follow along total body stretch routine. So we're going to stretch everything from the top of our heads all the way down to the tips of our toes and everything in between. This is a great exercise and stretch routine to do any time of day. When you first get up, when you're getting ready for bed, when you're feeling a little stiff and sore after sitting in your office all day. Great time to do this. It's also a very beneficial thing to do if you're feeling a little off. If you feel like you're starting to come down with something, or if you've been under the weather and you're coming back out and you want to move a little bit, but not in a stressful way. This is also very good for that. The only thing you're going to need for today's stretch routine is some kind of either resistance band or belt. Resistance bands come in a variety of different types, or a stretch band. Any of those are fine. You can even use a towel if you don't have any of those things. So grab that and meet me back here. We're going to start out with just some breathing. So inhale up. Exhale down. So you're inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Inhale up. Each time try to get a little deeper and exhale down, pushing all that air out right from the bottom of your diaphragm all the way up. And last one, make it a deep one. Inhale all the way up. At the top, a tiny bit of a back bend. And exhale that all the way out. Roll your shoulders back and make sure that your posture is good. Everything is stacked over your spine the way it should be. We're just going to turn our head gently to the left and the right. Slowly with this stretch. And back to center. The next stretch we're going to do is you're going to roll your shoulders back again. And this time you're going to have that nice posture. And you're just going to push your chin out and back. We're not doing up and down. We're doing out and back. This is great for your posture. Great for your chin line. Coming down to our shoulders, we're going to roll our shoulders back, and this time we're going to bring our left arm up and across our body, and our right hand up from underneath and support that stretch. You're going to reach out with this hand and just support with the other. You'll feel that stretch right in here. We're going to hold this for about a count of 10. Come down with that and reverse the whole thing. Other arm across, come up from underneath and stretch. And bring those arms down, shake them out a little bit. The next stretch, I want you to bring your hands around behind you. If you can't clasp your hands behind you like this, you're just going to come around as far as you can and anchor them on your legs. So what we're trying to do is open the whole pec region here. If you can grab, that's fine. And we're going to stretch back and hold for a count of 10. bring that down. If you're anchoring here, that's fine. You're still going to push those shoulders back. And hold for that count of 10. You're going to feel that stretch right in here. Now the next stretch is stretching the upper back kind of cervical area. So what we're going to do, this is the only time I'm going to tell you to do a forward bend with a rounded back. I'm standing sideways so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. You're going to start by bringing your chin to your chest, and then you're rolling that upper back down one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands about to your knees. Hold for 10. And one vertebrae at a time. We're bringing that back up. Shake your neck out a little bit. Roll your shoulders back. We're going to do that one more time. So chin to the chest. And starting right here, we're rolling and curling our spine one vertebrae at a time. And bringing that back up. Shake that out. Let your shoulders go a little bit. Next, we're going to go down on the floor. So I'm down here. You can actually put a towel or a pillow under your hips if it makes it easier to do these floor-seated exercises. So the first one we're going to do is bringing the soles of our feet together. And this is cobbler's pose. There's a variety of different names for it in yoga and some other stretching routines. But what we're stretching is the inside of our legs and the groin area. So you might be out here and that's as much as you can do today, and that's absolutely fine. You're still going to get the benefit from it. But as you get more and more flexible, you can bring those legs further and further in. And hold for a count of 10. Make sure you're sitting upright in a good straight posture for this. One thing I don't recommend is I don't recommend pushing down on your knees, especially if you have bad knees. You'll see that in some videos where people will be leaning and pushing. Not great if you have bad knees. Gravity will work, trust me. And we're holding that for about a count of 10. And then bringing that out. Kind of shake those out a little bit. Then we're going to take our ankles. We're going to point our toes and flex our ankles. Point and flex. Point and flex. About 10 times here. We're going to take our resistance band or our belt or a towel, whatever we're using to assist our stretches. Then we're going to come down onto our back. Make sure you roll your shoulders so that your back is flat on the floor. We're going to put the band around the middle of your foot, keeping this leg bent so that your back stays flat on the floor. And we're stretching our whole leg. Try to keep your knee not locked out, but not bent. And you can pull until you feel that stretch. And release that down a little bit. Bring it up one more time. You'll notice the second time you'll probably get a little further with the stretch. Then you can release it a little bit and then start to bring your leg towards the floor. Now you're keeping your shoulders flat on the floor. and bring it down. If you can get to 45 degrees, that's cool. If not, as far as you can get. And you can put a little more tension on that again. And release that, bring it back up. We're going to trade feet. We'll put the band around the other foot. You can either keep this knee up or down. If you keep your knee bent, it puts a little less tension on your back. So if you have any back issues, you might want to keep your knee bent. This one. And you're also probably going to find that one leg is tighter than the other. Almost always is. Today my left leg is tighter than my right. And we're going to release. And then come back up. I'm going to release that a little bit. We're going to bring our leg down to about 45 degrees. Make sure there's not a wall in the way. And release that. Bring it back down. Now sitting up a little bit, we're going to flip over, keeping the band around that foot. We're going to stretch our quads. Quad being the muscle in front of your upper leg. So with this, you're going to feel the stretch. Now, if you have knee issues, take it very easy with this stretch. It's good to stretch your quad. It's not good to impact your knee too much. That's the beauty of the gentle band stretching, though, is you can release it as much as you need to. Okay, and release that foot. I'm going to switch into the other foot. I'm going to sit up and then switch. So I'm stretching the other foot. And you can grab this band for stretching wherever you want. I tend to like to do it over my head just because it's easier, but you can also just hold it down here too. And we're holding these stretches for about a count of 10 to 15. Release that. Now, continuing on with the use of our band or towel or belt or whatever we're using today, this time we're going to put it more around our toes, keeping our leg on the floor, sitting up straight, and we're just going to gently move our toes towards our shin. That's going to stretch the muscle in the back of our leg, calf muscle, one of the calf muscles. There's two important calf muscles. Again, for about a count of 10. Release that. And this time we're going to bend our knee and pull this back. And you're going to feel that stretch in your calf, but in a different place. This is a muscle that doesn't get stretched a lot, so it needs some love. Okay, we're going to release that. Obviously, we're going to do the other foot. Right around there. First stretch is with the knee flat and straight. Second stretch, bend the knee. We're still pulling the toes back towards the shin. And release that. Shake out your legs and your toes. Now we're going to flip over. Flipping over, you're going to put your hands by your chest and you're going to stretch your feet out so the tops of your feet are actually on the floor. And then we're going to push up. Right now, what we're doing is we're stretching our abdominal muscles and our torso. If you have neck issues, you don't want to bend your head back. If you don't, then it's fine to do that. We're going to come down. A couple breaths here. And back up again. This time we're going to readjust our hands and come up so that we're stretching the top of our foot and our shins. Come on back down. We're only going to hold that stretch for about 5. And we're going to go up again. First here, adjust your hands back. Come up and stretch those shin muscles. And come on down. Come up to hands and knees. If at any time doing any of these stretches, if your muscles cramp, stop and rub out the cramp. Sometimes when you're stretching a muscle that hasn't been used in a while, it'll complain a little bit. So from here, we're going to go into pushing up and down for a little cat-cow. Little gentle cat-cow to cool down. To a standing position again. And we're going to finish off with just a couple of deep breaths. This time we're going to come up on our toes. And one more, coming up on our toes. I hope you enjoyed this total body stretch routine. Remember, you can do this stretch routine anytime, anywhere. You almost always have a towel or a belt or something to aid you with some of the stretches. You can find that pretty much anywhere you are. So stretch out and stay flexible and improve that range of motion. And you'll find your day-to-day movements will be so much easier. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that button below, hit the little bell so you get notifications. That helps me continue to bring you content like this that my listeners have requested. So Drop comments below. That's how I decide what topic I'm going to use. Drop comments below. I use those comments to determine what I'm going to do next. So tell me what you want to hear about. And most importantly, see you next week.